truly believe that love, romance, dating is one of the most interesting things ever. I feel like a lot of my channel is to do with like romance games, but also just like, I love watching videos to do with like the psychology involved with dating. You know, people talk about their dating experiences, people going on Hinge. Like, for example, like my friends, like when they had Hinge, they'd always show me their profile and then like the people they're talking to's profile, and they'd scroll, and I just think it's so interesting, this whole mating ritual. It's like National Geographic for me, right? If I'm being completely honest. So like, even though I've never been in like a relationship, I've been in situationships. I think my longest situationship was 2 years. And then my shortest one was like 2 months, and I've had 3. So you can kind of like imagine things. Actually, maybe don't imagine. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, so I had like this situationship when I was 19, because, you know, that's just how it always is, apparently. Apparently 19 is when, you know, you go through a lot of stuff when it comes to romance. But yeah, I had a very long situationship when I was 19, and it ended like the start of my second sem. So I was feeling very heartbroken and lonely. I don't think I've ever felt like that level of heartbreak in my life. I was literally in bed for 2 weeks, crying, barely eating. Like, I couldn't even listen to music because every song was just enhancing my emotion. Like, if it was a sad song, I would just be like so sad that I'd be like, ah! And if I was happy, I'd be like, oh my god, people are happy! And if it was a love song, you know. And then if it was an angry song, you would be like, I wish I felt this angry! Why am I not angry? So, yeah. So, after like 2 weeks of this mental state, I started to feel like sort of normal, right? So, I'm like, you know what? It's the start of a new era in my life, okay? And I deserve love, okay? Just because something ended badly, it doesn't mean anything. So I was like, I'm gonna go on Hinge. Yeah, perfectly safe mental state thing to do, right? So I go on Hinge, and I make my little profile. It's 3 a.m. at night, and I'm in like the student like lobby going around asking people like, what should I put on my profile, guys? Like, what's the most hot picture of me? Like, what should I do? It was the most terrible like profile ever. I'll like see if I can find photos of like what I did. I'll put it on the side. But yeah, I made like my little profile, and then I stayed up until like 5 a.m. just like seeing like who would like my profile, and I had like 2 likes in those 2 hours, and I just remember thinking like, wow, like that's just stale. And I wasn't really interested in those like 2 people, right? But I'm like, you know what, like maybe better tomorrow. So the next day I wake up, and it's like 100. It's like 50 plus, but I go through the 50 and it's still 50, right? So yeah, 100 likes in that one day that I had Hinge, and I just remember thinking like, oh my god, I'm kind of funny. Wait, I'm kind of attractive. Okay. So yeah, I go through like all of that, and I do that for a couple more days. I do this for like 5 days, and I'll tell you why it was only 5 days later on. Oh, another key part of the story is that when I was making this profile, I realized that my phone is still set to Thailand, and if I change my location, it affects like a lot of other stuff I have tied with my like Apple account because my dad made it. I don't know. So like I couldn't actually make a Hinge profile on my phone. So I made it on my friend's phone. So like I would have to text her like things that I would text the guys. And at one point, I got so desperate to talk to these people because I was like, if these people are interested in me and I'm like replying so slow, like I feel guilty. So I downloaded Hinge on my iPad. I'm gonna get my iPad out. This giant screen. I had Hinge on this, and I was scrolling with my Apple Pencil. Like, oh god. With my Apple Pencil, I'm like, okay, yeah. It was really giving like those like old like 2000s movies. Oh, you know that one scene in like in the Princess Diaries where they're like scrolling through like the PowerPoint of like all these like princes that she could match with? It kind of feels like that. Like, you know what I'm talking about? So I was feeling hot and frisky. It really didn't go anywhere. Like I didn't feel like a connection to a lot of the guys. I think a big part of the reason why I didn't feel a connection is because I was very obviously not over the situationship I had. Like that was like it ended like 3 weeks before I downloaded Hinge. Like I really like I was not there. So like I remember like swiping on people and being like, I don't even know I think they're attractive because I actually could not find anybody else attractive, like, in the world. And that is so romantic of me. It's been like a year since then, and obviously I've recovered, I've gotten over things, thank God, because it took a very long time for me to get over it. I really hope he never sees this video and knows how much I cared, because that feels embarrassing to me. It shouldn't be embarrassing, I think. It shouldn't be embarrassing at all, but it is. So now it's 1 year later, and I'm like in bed, scared, lonely. I want to be held. I want somebody to whisper sweet nothing. Okay, no, but like, you get the idea. Like, I'm feeling lonely. I'm in uni, I'm stressed, and I'm lonely, and nobody wants me. Okay, like, I tried to do the in-person thing for so long. Okay, like, I'll go out to the bars and I'll try to talk to people. And either like I'd get ghosted, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't go anywhere, or like I wasn't finding people I was attracted to anywhere near me. So I was like, whatever. Like, I'll just accept being single, maybe. And then because I was on my coach, I would ask my friends to like show me their Hinge, and I would like help them pick out what they're going to say to people, and I would like update their profile. I would like analyze like people's profiles, and I was always like, oh, I could do better than that. I have to say, guys have terrible profiles, and I knew that before even going into this. Profile, they suck. I would happily be a guy's like Hinge coach when it comes to these photos. I know what the girls want. Okay, there is no way you think that a photo where you're like in the camera is attractive. I'm sorry. I saw a profile of like a guy like bent over, showing his butt cheeks, okay, like, and then his caption was, I want a dommy mommy to dominate me. Are you okay? I mean, I guess you get straight to the point. Sorry, I'm just going off on a rant now because I hate this. Oh, so sorry, but some of these pictures, it's either like the first picture is a group picture and you don't even know who you're looking at. Okay, so you're playing a guessing game of who is who, and it's never the one you actually want, right? Unfortunately. That sounds really sad to say, really mean to say, but it's usually not the one you want. And then also, sometimes it's like they have like 2 pictures of themselves, and the rest is their cat. It's always a cat, never a dog. It's always like tons of cats. You know what you're doing with that? Trying to get girls to be like, I love your cat. You guys are cheaters. You guys are liars, and you're using your cats to attract women. Use yourself, okay? Have some confidence in who you are. Anyway, so like now it's been like a couple months into like my little coaching business with my friends, okay? And I meet this girl on like the bus because she complimented like my outfit and stuff. So then we kind of like had a conversation, and then we planned to like study in the library together. So we're in the library together, and I just randomly go, do you have Hinge? And then she's like, yes. And I'm like, show me your Hinge, okay? So she shows me her Hinge. And I'm like, you know what, like, this seems like really fun. Like, even though it might not go anywhere, like, this seems like it could be something really fun. And she's like, no, yeah, it is. Like, you might meet somebody. Like, I've been on a couple dates, and they were like, all right. Like, it might actually lead just to something. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I came home, got out my big iPad again, and I downloaded Hinge. And I'll include the photos I used. So, once again, I was only on for 1 week. And I will go into like why I was only on for 1 week in a bit. So this time I'm like being really picky because I asked my brother about this, and he was like, you listen, like, you're the girl. You can be as picky as you want. You have all these options, right? So I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah. So I am a lot picky. Like, I think in a week it was, yeah, the likes were in the hundreds, okay? So I ended up with, yeah, like 10 matches, which I would tell people, like, oh yeah, I have 10 matches right now. And they'd be like, are you crazy? And I'm like, what? They're like, you're not being picky. And I'm like, no, there's actually just tons of people. That's just a first world problem. Too many people like me. So I have so many options. What can I say? That's actually not a problem. But it is. And I'll explain why I think it is a problem. But yeah, so I would like talk to people. I was seeing some of the same people I saw like a whole year ago. I was planning to like text them like, hey, when your update? But I was like, does that mean you're still single? A lot of the conversations I thought were pretty boring. I feel like a lot of the conversations just get really repetitive, and you start to forget what information matches with what person, right? Because I was talking to like, yeah, like 10, 12 people, too many. And it just, yeah, like all this, like someone would say something about themselves and then I'd attribute it with like another person because I would forget who I'm talking to. And also, I have a life, I have stuff to do. Like talking to that many people at one time is actually really overwhelming. We should not have that many options, right? Because like there's no way you can designate enough meaningful time to somebody to actually build anything, right? Like I went from literally a Sahara desert, dry, romantic life. There was nothing living. All of a sudden, I'm introduced to this lush garden, okay? This lush, beautiful, all these flowers are growing everywhere. There's vines, okay? There's a little bit of mold too. There's weeds too. And like, I have never been taught how to garden. I've never been a gardener. I don't have to deal with relationships. And all of a sudden, I'm thrust into this world where I have a roster all of a sudden. Oh my God, it was just so overwhelming. And like, I didn't know who I liked. I wasn't even sure who I even was into. So that I would like unintentionally kind of ghost people. Subconsciously, I kind of had a bit of a ranking in my head of like who I liked most and like 1, 2, 3, 4, which is kind of messed up, I think. Like looking back and I'm just like, that's so dehumanizing. But it's so hard to see these people like as like fully realized people. Like, of course they're real people. Of course everyone has their lives. I'm not like a guy discovering philosophy for the first time. But like when you just have words and like a few pictures, it's like that's not a person. That's just it's dehumanizing. And like dating apps are just you're just like it's just like you're shopping, right? This is like overconsumption core, and that's messed up because these are actual people. That's also one of the reasons why I left Hinge, but there's also like other reasons which I'll get into. So then this time I'm actually successful in a way where I actually end up getting dates, right? So I was asked on 3 dates, but I only ended up going to 2. So the reason why I didn't go on the 3rd date was because he canceled like I think the day before because he said like exams were getting really heavy, which I understand completely because like exams were going crazy, and I'm pretty sure and he also like went to the same uni as me, so I kind of knew like how stressed people were. But at the same time, like he also just may not have been interested, which I don't really mind too much because when you're dealing with like 12 people on your phone, 10 to 12, well, like when somebody like is not interested, it's kind of like, well, I've got other ones, which is like once again kind of messed up. But yeah, so I ended up going on 2, and I'm gonna tell you about the 2 dates. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I do want to respect these people's privacy. So the first date I've ever been on, I was 16, was not great. He ended up kind of spreading rumors about me afterwards after when I rejected him, and like it left me with kind of a lot of like distrust in men and stuff, which is another reason why I never ended up like dating much afterwards. But it was time to go on like my 2nd date. At this point in my life, I'm more confident, okay? Like I'm a couple years older, I'm aging, I've got a little bit of a backbone, and also like I don't really know this man. So even if he talks like about me afterwards, like he's not in my life. He lives 40 minutes away from me by car. But yeah, so I'm panicking, right? I haven't been on a date in a very long time. I don't know what to wear. I don't know how to act. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know the etiquette. Like I literally, like I said, like my love life was literally non-existent. So I'm like, okay. So we set up everything, and he's like, and like I made sure to call him before I went on the date because I just wanted to be sure like he was a decent person, real, and like not an asshole. Also, another really important reason why I had to call him was because one of our plans was for him to pick me up in his car. That's a dangerous situation, which honestly I should not have done, right? Like first date, like getting into somebody's car. Oh, don't do that. That's how you get kidnapped. So you get kidney-papped. But anyway, so I got ready, and then I'm like calling him on the way. I'm like, hey, like, is your car here? Like, pick me up? And I'm really nervous that I don't look like my pictures. Like, I have this really big fear of being like a catfish. Like I purposely didn't choose the best pictures of myself for my profile because so I wouldn't come off as a catfish. But yeah, I call him, he sees me, we hug, we get in the car. I'm not gonna go too much into the date, but it was a very long date, very, very long date. Great conversation, really, really nice. But like I think afterwards, like there wasn't really much of like a spark. I'd say like we got along well, but I don't know if he was like necessarily romantic, which is why I didn't really lead anywhere. But very nice, amazing guy. Like I honestly like perfect like second date of my life. Like it couldn't have gone better for like second date. So I'm really appreciative to him. But you know what's really interesting about like accepting a lot of dates really quickly is that they're really close together, and I ended up having my third date of my life 2 days after my second one, which was a lot. I was still thinking about like that second date when I went on the third one. But yeah, so the third guy actually we didn't call. We barely any contact. Like he texted me for like maybe like 2 to 3 days, and then he like straight up didn't text me again until the planned date, right? Which I really didn't mind because I've heard that like people don't really like to talk before going on dates because like it's just really time consuming and there's a lot of people. So I understand. So this date I had to like he didn't pick me up. I went on public transport, which is I'm completely fine with, into the city. And let's just say polar opposites. Like I experienced like a spectrum really quickly. Like 3 days, like I experienced a lot. So the first guy, very, very nice, very kind. The second guy, very kind as well, but he was a lot like more touchy, I'm gonna say. I didn't care too much, but it was definitely like, and it wasn't like unconsensual or anything, but it was just like, I've never even kissed anyone before, let alone like held hands, and all of a sudden like some guy is like up in my face, like holding my like shoulders, and like obviously nothing crazy happened, by the way, still PG-13, but like yeah, that was like a lot really quickly for me. It was another really long date. He was very nice, yeah, a lot different personality wise. At one point in this date we were sitting in the park and it was very obviously quite romantic. Like he let me like sit on his jacket. I think this was definitely the point in the date where you'd expect somebody to kiss, like you'd expect like a kiss, right? So I'm panicking because I'm like I don't know what I'm doing. And then so he's like sitting there like being all cool, being like, so like what do you do with your life, like we're here in this moment, like, and I'm just there like, wow, the dogs are so cute. He's next to me, like, and I'm just there like, the dogs are so cute outside. Wow, look at this lovely weather. It's great, right? I look for him at one point. He does like the eye thing, right? Like he looks the eye thing and then looks down and looks back up again. And I'm just there like, and I'm like, this is the moment where he's gonna try to kiss me. He's gonna try to kiss me. I don't know how to kiss. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. I don't know the mechanics of that. So I like look away and I'm like, wow, like the grass is so green. It's so great that we can connect with nature in this way. I think we should really talk about the political and economical state of the world right now. Ah! Oh my god! But yeah, after like like quite a long time of like, I think him being in the mood to like be all romantical and like kissy, and like me just being like, he was like, okay, like, let's leave. I mean, he also had like a meeting to go to, but he was like, okay, let's leave. So he walked me to the train station and then we hugged goodbye. And he was like, you know, I'll see you again. Like, I'll make sure to see you again. In my head, I just thought, this man's a liar. Men are liars. I don't trust him. But yeah, I was like, this man's a liar. Like he's definitely not going to try to see me again. And I was right. He ghosted me. He never talked to me again. I've not been in contact since. And it's so strange, right? If you think about it, like you just completely lose contact with these people afterwards, because like you'll hang out with them for like a while, and like you'll get to know each other, like be like potential like love or whatever, potential lovers, or whatever, and then you just like leave each other's lives completely. Honestly, like I was a bit annoyed that he ghosted me afterwards, but like I didn't care too much because like I did think like there were some differences between us that like just wasn't gonna work out. But, like what I'm saying is like this is going back to kind of whole like this feels like shopping kind of thing, and feels a bit dehumanizing because it's like it's just like you're just quick like this. I feel like dating should not be like quick and like I don't know. After that second date, and I didn't really go anywhere, I was like, you know what, like this was really fun, and I do think it was really nice to get myself out there, but I could be doing other things with my life that are probably more productive. Because I feel like Hinge probably doesn't really lead anywhere. And I was like, you know, like I should focus on like my creative endeavors, my uni, try to maybe form connections in real life. Because imagine telling my future, not kids, I don't know anything about kids, but just the future people, I don't know, that like I met a guy on Hinge. He said that, and that's why we started talking. Yeah, that's not happening. So I deleted it. So then for the next couple of weeks, I go back to studying. I'm working. Okay, I'm actually going through mental problems as well. I kind of went through like this like hardship, one of the great life's hardships, and I ended up getting, this one could get really sad, but I ended up getting very depressed. I kind of reached this like low-key weird phase at one point where I was like, life is crazy. We go through, like, why not have fun? Let's do great stuff. I almost pierced my own ears. I was like, what is the point of life? And I was like, I'm gonna go Hinge again. Wait, is this gonna be ethically wrong because I know I'm not in the right mental state to be dating? Probably is, but because I know it doesn't go anywhere, and the chances that it goes anywhere are like 0.000000001. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But this time I was like, I'm not even gonna care if I'm like a catfish or whatever. Who cares? Okay, life is not real. Nothing is real. Life is fake. We live on the internet. So I'm calling my brother and I'm like, how about like let's make myself a bombshell profile. We're gonna make myself like the most attractive I've ever been. Everyone's gonna want me, and I'm gonna feel so much better about my life. I'm looking back and I'm like, genuinely, like why did I do that? I do think that a part of me, like even though I was telling myself this, a part of me was like, I still like longed and yearned for a relationship. So like I still think there's that's still that inkling there, which maybe makes it like a bit ethically better. I don't know. But yeah, so my brother and we stay up, right? I'm on my iPad and we're choosing these bombshell pictures, like fire after fire pictures. Okay, I'm gonna show you what it looked like. Ooh, so fine, so fit, so gorge, so ooh. So we make this, and my brother's like, trust me, okay? These men are gonna be drooling out. They're gonna be drooling over you. They're gonna want you so bad, okay? Like they're gonna be stuttering when they see you and talk to you. Like, So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm ready to enter this bombshell era. I spent a couple of weeks in a low point in my life. I'm gonna be reaching a high with Hinge. So I go on and I set my distance like a lot lower because I realized like I can't drive. Like realistically, like how am I gonna see these men if I can't even drive? And I don't want them to drive me because I'm gonna get kidnapped. So I set my distance a lot lower this time, and I get, kid you not, way less likes. Like maybe like, okay, listen, it's still a lot, but I was getting like 20 a day, whereas like before I was getting like 100 a day. And I was like, wow, like maybe I'm not that bombshell. Maybe like I'm not that fire. But like even like that's still a lot though. But like I'm just talking about like in comparison, I was like, my distance was set a lot lower, and even though I was getting less likes, I was getting more likes from people that I found attractive, and that like that I was kind of like, oh wow, oh wow. So this time I'm like talking to people that I'm like scared of in terms of like, I'm so scared of them because they're like quite attractive, and like they like look exactly like they look like my type. I think I matched with maybe, I think 10 or 12 people. Once again, still a lot. And I only had my account active for 3 days actually, and then I paused my account for another 3 days. So I actually had it for even less time because I've already, yeah, I get tired of it. It's overwhelming. It's too much. And I knew it was too much going into it this time. I don't know why I decided to get it again. Ugh. So I go on and I talk to people. But once again, because it's like so overwhelming, I just have a really hard time making sure that like I'm replying to everyone. But I did end up like accidentally ghosting some people, which I felt really, really bad about. And I still kind of feel bad about. But also, another thing is, you could tell that these people that I was matching with this time had like a lot of other matches, because I could tell like they were replying to like their other matches, and I was like, not really number one on their list, which is fine because I think everyone has their own ranking in their head, which is the f***ed up part. That's the f***ed up part, is that like there's so many options that you kind of make a ranking. And like another thing about this round of people is that I was getting ghosted so much. I was dealing with the paranormal, really. Like, there were so many points where I just wanted to be that girl that like goes into a haunted house and is like, who goes there? Is there a spirit here? That something happened? Did I say something wrong? The way I wanted to text these people, like, what did I do? What did I do? Why are you ignoring me? But I didn't, because another thing about Hinge is that it is the nonchalant wars. It really is who can care the least amount. And sometimes I didn't really care, which makes me feel like an asshole. But sometimes I'd be the one who would care too much, and I'd be like, oh, you're replying. It's big. But yeah, and like another thing that would happen like a lot was I would match with fine shit, right? And then I would try to say something that like we could build a conversation with. So I remember I texted this one guy, what game are you playing in this picture? Because he was playing a game in the picture, and he didn't reply for 2 days. And then he would reply, and he would like slightly acknowledge what I said. So he was like, I forgot what game it was, but he would say the game, and then he'd be like, by the way, I think you're really hot. And this kept happening. This is a common trend that I noticed, is I would try to say something meaningful, something we could build a conversation off of. And then all I would get back is, you're hot, by the way. Oh, I think you have a nice face. Let me see that face. And then I would be like, okay, well, I have to match energy, because like that's how you talk to people. So like you match their energy. So I'd be like, you're hot too. Like you're really hot too. And then they would not reply. Oh my god. Hinge is a humiliation ritual. It is a humiliation ritual. Because I'm like, so did they only match with me so then I could call them hot? Was that the goal? This is the manipulation that was happening. Oh my god. And there was like another subsection, like I'd be like interested in somebody, and we would have a nice conversation, and then I'd get like ghosted again. Like I literally went paranormal all of the time. I really do believe that the third time I went on was a Ghostbusters movie. Like it was me dealing with all these ghosts. Ghostbusters. Do 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 do. But yeah, no, I actually found it like unbearable this time. I was like, I can't deal with these people. First of all, because once again, too many options. It's really hard to actually commit to an option. Once again, the amount of ghosting you have to deal with. Third of all, like this is rewiring your brain to not see people as people. In terms of dating, like you're just seeing people as like options, which I think is messed up. And another thing is like the amount of times that I felt like I had to emotionally numb myself down to be able to bear like Hinge. For example, like it's the nonchalant wars, right? Like whoever cares the least amount usually is like the one who wins, basically. But then also it's like when you're dealing with this many people, and like like, you know that, like, you have a high chance of getting ghosted by these people. It's like, you actually need to train yourself to not care, which is, like, so sad. So sad. I think Hinge just felt so cold and sterile, and just felt like going through, like, online shopping, like an online shopping website. And it doesn't feel real, and it's artificial, and nobody's themselves, right? This is like, you're advertising yourself. This is branding, actually. I have a very romantic heart. Like, I love romance movies, and I've always dreamed of having like a life-changing romance. You know, like, I want to feel things. I want to feel things deeply, and I want things to mean something, and I want, good conversation, and seeing something that feels like intimate and like, this is just not the kind of thing that I would have wished for myself when I was younger. Like, younger me would not have wished and go on Hinge, deal with the paranormal, and become just desensitized, right? Like, but the main lesson I'm taking back from this is that, like, I do not want to go back on Hinge, and that, like, I may just have to continue waiting for romance and being open to it. Oh my god. But the thing is, like, I'm almost 21 and I haven't had romance. It's like, how much longer really do I have to wait? Like, everyone's always like, the person comes when you're not looking. Well, okay, I'll just close my eyes then. But then at the same breath, people will be like, you have to be open to romance. So what is it? Be open? Or just, like, don't think about it at all? And they're like, you have to find the middle balance. What does that mean? What does that mean? But yeah, like, and I have been open to romance, and I think every time I open myself to romance, I just get hurt or desensitized, and I can't take it anymore. I'm just gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just opening the conversation up here of, like, how to deal with modern romance. How do we deal with it? Because it's frankly terrible. I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be an update in, like, 20 years time of being like, I think I may have found the one. But anyway, thank you so much for watching if you even got this far. I know this is gonna take eons to edit because the amount of just random rants I went on, but thank you so much. And yeah, I want to do more rant videos because I actually don't have time to, like, edit, like, big elaborate videos anymore because of uni. But I do want to, like, I love watching people talk about their problems and dating. I love people talking about their life. Anyway, bye.